What is up? What is up? What is up, Moto heads? I'm out on the GSX-8R. I just went to Letchworth Park on the RS660. I'm gonna spin the block again, y'all. She can move, though. I will tell you that. She can get up and move. I'm gonna tell you though that I've been like the other thing that I noticed about the 8R. It's still about as windy as it was when I was on the RS660. That weight difference, I can feel the difference in the weight in a positive way. I don't feel like I'm being veered as much. It wasn't too bad on the RS660, but the extra 50 pounds or so makes a difference on these longer rides. I don't feel like I'm being blown around. It's much more, it feels planted. And that's again another thing where I would say this bike on longer trips, especially like this time of year when it's kind of windy, awesome. Awesome. I would definitely say if you're someone that's going to be doing a lot more long trips, this bike is going to be a great option for you. I saw a comment recently about the Ninja 650. I haven't taken the Ninja 650 out on a long trip, you know, other than demos. But I can see where, you know, that bike is also another bike that would be great for longer trips. I can see where Suzuki may have taken some notes as far as having that flexibility, because the Ninja 650, my experience with that bike, although it be not a lot of experience, it is very, very, very versatile. You can, I mean, I think it's got like 67 horsepower, so the horsepower isn't, or torque is not going to be nearly as powerful as this bike. But the seating position does remind me of the Ninja 650 seating position. I would have to ride them back to back to really tell you, but I would almost say that this seating position is more upright than it is on the Ninja 650, believe it or not. But the same buyer that loves the Ninja 650 would absolutely love this bike, without a doubt. This bike has updated tech. You get the quick shifter. You get, I know the Ninja 650 also has a digital display, like a LCD display, so that's the same, but this bike has a lot more torque, like a lot more torque than the Ninja 650. And this is not a comparison to the Ninja 650 by any way. I'm just saying I can see where maybe Suzuki in their development of this bike took some notes from Kawasaki on that Ninja 650, due to the fact that that's a do-it-all bike, just like this bike is. All right, yeah, man. The other thing, I don't know if I've mentioned, I always talk about the comfort on the RS660. And a lot of times I'm referring to the ergos on it, but even the suspension. The one way I can tell this is when I go over like train tracks, it is, and again, this could be dampening, but it is super smooth going over like train tracks and things like that. There's no, it's not jarring or tough at all. It's really one of those things where super comfortable as far as the suspension as well. It handles beautifully. This is an amazing bike. Alright, we have made it. This is known as New York's Grand Canyon. I saw that somewhere. No charge to get in. So here I'm gonna go back into C mode because I don't, the roads, I mean, until we get to the 40-mile-per-hour stuff, I'm gonna just take it nice and easy. Nice and easy, y'all. I want to compare. Look at that. Look at that. I do want to compare the handling on these beautiful roads as we get to like 40 miles per hour. Just the feel. We know they're two different bikes, so just want to get a good idea of the differences there and how they feel. The 8R at the park. Letchworth, she's looking good. Show y'all these falls. Look at this, look at this, look at this, y'all. Look at this. Beautiful. Look at this. Look at that. Looks amazing. Beautiful. Freaking stinking beautiful. A couple things happened while I was out there. One, I was near the falls and that I put in the video, and there were some like wet leaves. I almost dropped my bike, y'all. I didn't. I caught it. And then the bike locked me out of first gear, which was crazy. So I don't know what that was about, but it definitely was not a fun situation. But I think we're okay. I just, maybe because I had to turn it off, get off the bike and kick it down to 1. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that, because that shouldn't happen. But it could have just been it might have just glitched out a little bit, that's all. So no harm, no foul. I am gonna try to get one more view though. Hopefully everything looks good. I'm gonna go over here. See if I can get y'all one more view. All right. How you doing? Good God. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, y'all. You can't go wrong with this 8R, y'all. I think this is a great all-around bike. It looks good. It's sporty. You're not gonna have any issues with the air goes. The suspension's great. The mirrors are great from the factory. I learned a while ago when I had my CBR, not messing with the crazy those fold-out mirrors, the stealth mirrors. I don't think they look great on this bike anyways, to me, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Maybe I just saw a bad example of it, but I like the way these mirrors are out of the factory. I can see right behind me. I know what's going on. I'm safe. These cars are a drag though. I want to tune it up a little bit. Maybe they'll turn soon. But yeah, if you're thinking about the 8R, I think it's a great purchase. Yeah. It's not hopped up like the Aprilia RS660 is. It does good in town and on the highway. Handling is great. You've got some upgrades that you can do. Definitely the exhaust is one that you need. The airbox is something else that you're going to want to get if you get a tune on it. Those are going to be key components to get the max horsepower. What else? C8 Corvette. Yeah, I love it. I do think, tell me if you are 8R, right? What is your favorite color of the bike? I definitely say my favorite color, I was looking for a yellow one. I couldn't find it, but I was like, the blue is cool too. Silver looks nice. Initially, I wanted the silver one, but when I saw it in person and I saw it next to the blue one, I picked the blue one. I think that silver would have been crazy if it wasn't. I think it would have been, I think the matte for me, if it would have been like a gloss silver, I think that would have been cool. Yellow is definitely my favorite color though. And then the new matte black one is crazy. Between the matte black and the blue, I like I haven't seen the matte black in person. I'll wait my judgment for the matte black in person. I think those would have looked great together. That and my Aprilia RS660. So, all right, we're about to get to that rough road. I think this bike would have did good with cruise control. And I think they should have done something with that exhaust from the factory. I think that's my biggest complaint about the bike from the factory. And again, the only thing I'll say too is that you got to do a full exhaust on this one. I don't believe you can do a slip-on on this bike. So you got to get the full exhaust. And those are a little bit pricier than your slip-ons, or significantly pricier, because it's the whole system. So keep that in mind. What else? I would say the exhaust. Oh, you got to do premium fuel on this bike. If that's a factor for you, this might not be the right bike. The only other thing I'll say, and I don't know if this is because where we're at in the market, I kind of wish I would have purchased this one used only because I could have saved myself a few grand. I've seen a few bikes out there that are like 8 grand. So holding its value, I don't know if these are holding their value as well as other bikes in the class. One bike that seems to hold its value really well, I think it's because it's a CBR 650. Those I'm seeing 2020s for 9 grand for those. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind on this bike. If you don't know if you're going to keep it for a long term, you might want to consider a used one. Oh, the other thing is, I think this bike has some room if you wanted to. This seating position is very upright. You can get clip-ons. I would say that I wouldn't be mad at it. If these were like a ½ inch lower, I'd be fine. This is very upright. So that's another thing that you have some flexibility with. If it's too upright, you could definitely get some clip-ons for it. Something to think about there. A wind, I'm gonna do a windscreen. The install on the windscreen on this bike is, you gotta do a lot with it. So it's one of those that you gotta take off a lot of the fairing to get to the point where you can take off the windscreen, the factory windscreen. This is a very fun road. All right, what are we doing? Don't do this to me in the best part of this. Please don't. The 4500, that's another reason that a used one might be, I mean, depending on how someone broke in the bike, you won't have to deal with this 4500 ceiling for recommended RPM range while breaking it in. Because that is a drag. Yeah, I mean, I think the only two things that I'm not really happy with is the exhaust, and the market seems to, again, we're off season too for a lot of these places that have them for sale near me, but they're not holding their resale value as well as I would have liked to see. Your mileage may vary in different areas. Like I said, in New York, we're coming off season. I saw one for 7,500 with like 3,000 miles. If the only thing that one had I believe they had a loan on the bike that needed to be paid off, so just, that could get a little sketchy. But yeah, 7,500 for one. It already had the tail tidy on it. You find one of those with an extended warranty, as long as they didn't do the most with it, that would have been really a steal for this bike. I'd like to see where they fall long term as far as resale value. All right, let's get some beauty shots from the 8R. Let's look at the gorge first, then we'll come back to the 8R. Look at that. Wow. Man, oh man. Yeah. Not the best shot, but go do a nice walk up to the 8R. Photo. All right, Motorheads, that's gonna wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed taking a trip with me to Letchworth State Park on the 8R. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'll catch you on the next one, y'all. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace.